When you're feeling lost in the health field, in a lot of areas in life in general, sometimes you literally need to get rid of everything, clear the table, and go back to the basics. All right. That's what I had to do numerous times when I was trying to get my health figured out. When I was starting on a diet, I was like, you know what? This diet isn't working. Let me stop everything in this diet. Let me go back to the basics. Now, what are the basics in terms of health? Work out. Most people work out on a regular basis. Um, Eat some foods that are safe for you to digest. For me, that was like orange juice or like some bread with cream cheese. These are foods that were safe for me. I'm not recommending you to eat them, but I'm saying if you're in the health field and you're adding a bunch of supplements and you're adding a bunch of stuff for you to do, and your health isn't working out the way that you want it to, sometimes you need to clear the table, get rid of everything, and just start with the basics. And the basics involve what you know for sure works for you. And sometimes that means just working out on a regular basis and eating food that you have no problem digesting, right? That you have no problem consuming, foods that naturally make you feel pretty good about yourself, right? When you're feeling lost in life in general, especially in the health field, it's best to cut everything out, get rid of everything, and start with what you know. In general, in life in general, when you can't seemingly find the answer to something, or you can't seemingly find the problem where the problem is originating from, it's best to sometimes get rid of everything and start with what you know for a fact. And what we know for a fact in the health field, or what we know for sure, almost for certain, work out on a regular basis is good for your health. You know, sometimes fruit, sometimes unprocessed food. Now, moving up from there, things can get very complicated when you're trying to incorporate supplements, when you're trying to try out different diets, when you're trying to literally figure out what kind of job you're going to get or how you're going to make money. That can get a little bit more complicated, but for the most part, when we go back to the basics in health and you start with what you know for a fact, it's very easy to improve from there when you have a health routine that's simple, that's basic, that works for you. It's very easy to improve from there by adding one thing to your routine, by adding another thing to your routine in a separate week, right? It's pretty easy to improve from there. So it's something to keep in mind in the general sense that sometimes when you can't find the answer or the root of your problems, sometimes you do kind of need to distance yourself from everything and kind of start with what you know, start with the basics. And through that experimentation, starting from the basics, you'll eventually realize um, where the problem was originating from and have a better idea of how to become more successful through that.